I don't multitask. I should probably let you know that I work for the post office. And I usually don't tell anyone that because there's always that guy that wants to tell me about his brother's friend who has a third cousin twice removed that's married to someone in Wyoming that works for FedEx. Then wants to ask me, do you know? I tell him yes. I always like to see the little notes that people put on the letters that they want to send back. The other day I had a letter from one of the insurance companies that was addressed to the safe driver at 545 Shore Road with a little note that said, not at this address. What kind of driving record does that person have? Last week during school vacation, I had a little kid come out of the house and he wanted me to give him the mail. And so as I was getting ready for him, he hauled off and he punched me. Punch monkey red, no punches back. Well, I know the rules of the game. He said no punches back, I can't hit him. But here's what I want to know. What's the postal regulation on that? If he didn't say that, can I haul off and hit him? Say, little bastard, fair game. I've had women on my route asking me since January, when are you going to wear your shorts? When are you going to wear your shorts? And you can't blame them. I mean, look at me. I look at myself in the mirror and I think, I'd do me. And sometimes I do. I'm going to let you think about that for a second. I went shopping this afternoon. I went over to the big and tall store. I had no idea they didn't sell condoms. I see you looking at me, honey. My eyes are up here, okay? You too, sir. Have you ever noticed when you go shopping, the cashier wants to ask you your zip code? What the hell is that about? I just want to buy my stuff, I want to pay for it, and I want to get the hell out of there. What do they need a zip code for? Thankfully, working for the post office, I know a few. Sometimes I tell them my zip code's 04765, Patton, Maine. Sometimes I'll tell them 04005, Bedford, Maine. Although, let's be honest, who the hell is going to say that for Bedford? I've decided though just to be consistent. When they ask me, I'm going to tell them 90210. What are you laughing at? I don't look Beverly Hills to you. I've been thinking about filing a lawsuit. I bought some skinny jeans. They're not working. Has anyone ever noticed that evaporated milk is still liquid? That's like a ninja joke. It'll sneak up on you. You'll laugh about it tomorrow. I had to go to the doctor recently, and I hate going to the doctor because he always wants to give me crap about my weight. The doctor's like, don't you want to put yourself first and do something about your weight? I'm like, Doc, I do put myself first in the buffet line. The doctor told me I had to go get a stress test done, and it worked. Because the idea of me on the treadmill, that's enough alone. I went into the appointment, I got changed, I went into the room, I looked at the treadmill, and I broke into a sweat just looking at it. Then I found out that I actually didn't have to get on the treadmill. They got a new thing now that they can hook you up to an IV, and they pump something in your system that makes you think that you're on the treadmill, which is great for me. I like that. They had me sit on the edge of the bed, and I just had to like kick my feet. And the nurse said to me, "You're going to have a shortness of breath." And she was pretty hot, so I already did. And then she told me, you might feel funny in your head. I'm thinking, how'd she know I was a comedian? My wife and I went to Vegas recently. There's a lot to do in Vegas. Anyone been to Vegas? You know, I mean, there's all kinds of things to do in Vegas. I actually, have you seen that TV show Vegas Strip? Have you seen the show Vegas Strip? It's one of those police shows. I actually got to see the camera crew for that. That was awesome. Yeah. I'm not sure when my episode is going to air, but it should be on any time. My wife and I like to go away on weekends a lot too. We went up to Jackman, Maine. A lot of you are asking why, but we like to go up there sometimes. While we were up there, we took a scenic flight, and when we were getting ready to get into the plane, there's a bigger seat in the back and there's a smaller seat in front. So I told my wife, I said, honey, I'll sit in the back seat, you sit up front. And the pilot said, no, sir. We're going to have to balance the load. Which I think is his way of saying, hey, fat ass. I'm not sure if this thing's getting off the ground. When we were flying back from Las Vegas, there were 3 seats. My wife's on the window seat. She fell right asleep. I'm in the middle, and there's a lady on my right, and she wanted to start talking to me, which really means she wanted to talk my ear off. And she started out, and she says, you know, you remind me of that guy from the TV show Mike and Molly. And I'm thinking to myself, what is she talking about? I kept listening to her. A little while later, she says, there's also that TV show that has the lady that's kind of a lawyer, and there's a delivery guy. I said, oh, you're talking about Kevin James from The King of Queens. She said, yes, that's the show. You remind me of him. And I'm thinking, what's she talking about? Where's she going with this? A little while later, she says to me, do you remember that show, Roseanne? I think I remind her of a lot of fat people. I should tell you, this is my 2nd time being married. The first time I was married to a Korean woman. And I remember coming back, when we were flying back. We left Seoul, Korea at 4:30 in the afternoon. And we got to San Francisco at 10 in the morning, the same day. So I got an idea, and I grabbed my phone, and I called back to Korea. And I asked for myself, because I hadn't left yet. Well, there was a pair of shoes that I forgot that I wanted to make sure I had. This is my 2nd time being married. And I've learned a few things this time around. I've learned to always compliment my wife. I tell her all the time she's the best wife I have. My mother-in-law hates that joke. She's like, she's the only wife you have. I've learned to not tell jokes about my mother-in-law when she's in the room. And I've learned that you have to keep the romance alive. You got to keep the spark going. We were down to the Hannafords the other day, and I noticed the big flower display on the side. So I went over and I grabbed the biggest, most beautiful bouquet I could find. And I grabbed it and I brought it over to my wife, and I handed it to her. Now, we don't have a lot of money, so she couldn't keep it. But for that half hour that we were shopping, she was feeling pretty special. Hey, thank you all very much. I'm going to bring up the next comic. The next comic is devoted in the interest best new comic. Please welcome to the stage Francis Birch. Is Francis here? Oh, okay.
Guys, keep that going for Mark Riley. Hell of a job, Mark.